Hi everybody, welcome back. This is the second free online Tai Chi class that we'll be teaching. If everyone wants to just drop me a message, say you can hear me okay and you can see me okay. We have there are 19 of you currently, so welcome. Anybody there? Hey, thank you, excellent, right. So the lesson from yesterday will be kept on the channel, so you can use that for reference. So I'm not going to repeat a whole lot. I think it's more useful if you guys, if you want to review a lesson, you can just go back on the channel and check it out. And then if you have any questions, if you put them on after the video, I'll answer them on the next video. Didn't get any particular questions. Had lots of nice feedback. Really appreciate that, guys. Thank you. I hear you. Hi. Great. Fantastic. So we're going to push on a little bit from yesterday. As I say, the videos will stay on the channel, at least for the time being. The easiest thing is just hit subscribe and notifications. Then when I pop a new one up, you'll get a notification. I'll try to put them in the Facebook groups as well, but sometimes they get buried under other posts. So easiest thing, notify. Feel free to share. 25 of you now. We had 250 views of yesterday's one, which is really nice. There was about 170 live, which was great. Right. Going to give it one more minute for a couple more people to turn up, and then we are going to start. We're going to do a little bit of very quick review, but we're going to do some different exercises today. Hey, thank you. Right. We'll do a quick warm-up together. Telling my customers to join. Oh, thank you very much. Yep, fantastic. The more the merrier. Everyone's welcome. Let's learn how to calm, relax. This is a stressful time. There's a lot of panic out there. A lot of panic. And oh, thank you for asking. I am really good. I can see it because I'm a guy who has a lot of money. I'm not sure who you are, but if you've got a lot of money, well done. Good for you, because pretty soon the economy is going to take a hit. So what was that? Yeah, I'm well, thank you. Keeping healthy. All good. Right, so let's talk a little bit about yesterday. We covered some important things. The two most important things. One, raising the crown of the head, pulling the spine straight. And we spoke about how that's the fundamental posture with which we basically confront life. Okay, it's upright, but then that enables us to relax. So when we're slumped, we can't actually relax because you're always fighting gravity all the time. If you see someone slumped in a sofa, they're continually having to move and change position. If you can find a correct postural position, like a monk meditating, that you can sit for hours, and that's truly relaxed because everything is lined up. So we have a structural integrity with a physical relaxation. And from there, we can also work on the breath because everything's lined up. There's not too much pressure here, so we can learn how to breathe deeply. Let's going to start today with a few deep breaths. So here's what we're going to do. When we say deep breaths, I'm not talking about expanding the ribs. I'm not talking about this kind of thing, right? What we're going to work today, if you just put your hands on your lower abdomen, you can do this standing or sitting, no problem. And when you breathe in, it should feel like your abdomen is inflating like a balloon. And when you breathe out, it comes in. In, out. If you put one hand on your chest, you want to make sure your chest is not expanding. So if this is happening, it's wrong. We want to take the breath down. Top hand's not moving, bottom hand's moving, and you want the breath to be fine and deep. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking they've got to try and stop their mind thinking. Saying, I mustn't think, and then, of course, that creates more tension. So rather than that, we're just organizing the posture, relaxing the breath, and letting the mind settle. And that means the thoughts will naturally slow down without any effort. Okay, so now hopefully we've got in touch with our inner calm. We're nice and straight, and we're ready to start the lesson. So I'm going to start today. Oh, by the way, I've moved the camera a little bit because some people yesterday said they couldn't see my feet. So I'm going to step back and do a quick sound check to make sure you can see my feet and hear my voice. Is this clear from here? Please somebody just say whether this is clear from here, because you can see my feet. Can you hear my voice? If not, I'll come a little closer, but you may not be able to. You may be able to see my feet. Then, any feedback on that? Okay, thank you. We're going to start with the 8 Qigong exercise now. Some of you know this exercise already. If you don't, go on my online academy. That's Thinkific. You can find it linked on the Rising Crane page. And there's 8 lessons. It breaks it down. It's absolutely free in full detail, all the breathing, all the stretching. If you don't know it, just follow for a warm-up. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing. It doesn't have to be right. We're just relaxing, okay? So step out, about shoulder width. Just take your breath in, out. Pause for one breath. Remember, the crown of the head is lifted, breathing is to the abdomen. 2 dragons swim to sea. When you get to full stretch, we're going to open. Breathe in. Palms up, breathe out. Elbows back. This is called 2 tigers hiding. Breathe out. This is called shoot a rocket into the sky. I cross my thumbs here, so grip my hands together. Comes a little behind my head first, and then I straighten, really lock, and then push onto the balls of the feet and engage the glutes and the calves. Bring the hands down. Now here, you can just drop a little to relax to shake out the tension, but make sure you bite your teeth together so you don't whiplash your neck. If you're a little fragile, then you can do it slowly. Massage your ears. Up. Breathe in. Breathe out. This is called searching the bottom of the well. Just go as far as is comfortable for you. Breathe in and raise the hands. This is called scooping the moon from the water. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. This is called raise the head and pressing the sky. Lift your head up and press. This is 3 levels falling to the floor. Bend your knees, keep your back straight. If you can only go this far, no problem. If you want to go lower, that's fine too. Lift your head up. This is called picking up a goat. In breath, out breath. Now we repeat. In, back to the first movement. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Stretch. Feel good. In, high. Out. In. Out. In, looking up. Press, press, press. Open. Breathe out. In. We do one more. Take a little further. In. Look up, breathe in. Out. Slowly squat down, keep your chest up. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Breathe in. Now take 3 deep breaths. Palms towards you, breathe out. Mentally connect your palms to your center of gravity. Energy sinks down to the center, feet on down. Close your foot. Feel good? Nice and calm, we've got the kinks out. So that's remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just do the movement and just enjoy it. And remember that if you want to learn it in detail, there's a free course of that. So how we got? Sounds fine. Yeah, fine. Lost me for a bit. Oh, okay. That's a shame. Anyone else lose me? Did we see the sequence? So we've had a nice stretch. I want to talk a little bit about, before we start the Tai Chi, the difference between, the difference between the type of warm-up we were just doing, which is the Qigong exercise, and the Tai Chi form itself. It's important. Okay, thanks. It's important that you know the difference between the two. So you watch an animal, like a cat, when it stretches, it goes to position and then it works it through. It really pulls and it stretches out. The Chinese call that lai gan, which means like pulling the tendon. You don't get that effect if you stop here. So it's not just a stretch. It's releasing tension from the nerves. That's how it works. So I say animals do it like several times an hour, and that's how they keep their nervous system releasing the tension from it. However, when you do a movement that has an application, there are two things. I mean, because Tai Chi is from martial art, so the movement has an application, has a usage. The way that the movement is performed has two reasons. One is biomechanical. In other words, how are we organizing the body to get the maximum power and leverage? And the second is tactical. In other words, how can we use it in application? So biomechanical, when we're out here, when the arm is fully stretched, of course, this is biomechanically weak. I mean, for example, if you're a fighter, say you do grappling, once your arm is fully out or your leg is fully out, it's easy to submit or seize it because it's disconnected. So this is great, say releasing tension, but then when we do our forms, we want to bring everything back, because now I'm working within my biomechanically sound structural area, my range, but I've released everything and then I come back. Do you understand? So when you're doing your Tai Chi, it shouldn't feel like you're stretching. You've done your stretching. When you're doing your Tai Chi, you should feel very, very relaxed. You're always within 70% of your maximum. So none of the Tai Chi forms should have that kind of sense of stretching. So you always want to be stretch a little bit further than you would use, so that you have some, what they call a flexibility reserve. Everyone get that? Great. Hi, Suzanne. Great. Okay. Everyone got that. So now we're going to quick review of yesterday's movements. We did 2 movements, commencing form, and then we did repulsing monkey. Crown is lifted up. Draw a line down from the crown between the legs, and it should come exactly between the feet. So your center exactly halfway in between. And play around with front and back as well. Find the point that everything is balanced. Breathing is deep. All the tension's gone. When you raise the hands, there's no sense of effort. You can imagine a helium balloon tied to your wrists, so they just float up. Elbow heavy, knee is bent. Elbow is heavy. Hands height of the belly button. Here, height of the shoulders. Here, height of the belly button. Keep practicing that movement. I'm going to turn around, but you keep practicing. I want you to notice that when I bend the knees, I'm not sticking my bottom out. and I'm not leaning back. I'm keeping my spine vertical. Breathing in, breathing out. Some of you guys aren't practicing, I can see you. Breathing in. I don't want to stand here like a lemon doing it by myself. You need to join in. Breathing in. At the end, you have a slight stretching, there's a pressing into the palms. Very gentle. We're going to finish breathing in, and now drop the wrists and the fingers. Okay, then we're going to add the repulsing monkey onto that. How are we doing? How many places in your car? I'll answer some of these questions afterwards. Sure? Okay, let's do the repulsing monkey. If you remember, we turn, look back to the right hand. Hand comes by the ear, you push. You push as if you have a ball on your palm and you're pushing it off. The palm is in line with your shoulder. If you're looking at it from the front, you do not throw the shoulder forward. Body stays straight. Look back. Look forwards. Look back. Look forwards. Look back. Look forwards. Now, the important thing with this one is the rotation. Let's just practice the rotation. You can put your hands on your abdomen. Your belly button should be turning from side to side, but you should not be turning your knees. Your knees do not turn. The rotation actually happens from here. The Chinese call qua. I heard my friend Rick call it leg pits. What an awesome term. If you're watching, Rick, thanks for that. I'm going to nick that. Leg pits. Your arm have armpits, right? So your legs have leg pits. That makes perfect sense. When you think of that, you realize we don't have an exact word for qua in English. That's why you often hear, just in Chinese, they say song qua, loosen the hips. Often translated as hips, but people think out here. So this part, okay, add the hands. Qua dai sao means the qua, lead, the hands follow. The movement is coming from the qua, not from the hands. One more time. Okay, I think that's enough. And we're going to look at the next position. If you recall, we did a bow and arrow stance, which was, we want to make sure that we're maintaining the shoulder width position. So if I push, you can see here in front of towards the camera, if I'm pushing here, my back leg is in line. If I am here, I'm pushing, I'm not connected to my back foot. Do you see that? This is weak position. So bring the back foot out. Now I have connection, foot to hand. So if everyone just goes into this position, don't worry about how you get there, no problem. Let's just look at a couple of important points. The belly button points forwards. The palm is in line with the shoulder. The feet are in line with the shoulders. The left leg is bent so that the knee is in line with the big toe. Back here is not bent enough, and over the foot is too far. And you want to find just that position. The left hand now is going to do this. It's going to come around the leg. The fingers point forward, the palm points downwards. As you breathe, raise the crown and sink your weight into your front leg. The back leg is off of lock. It's not locked out straight. This posture is called brush, knee, and push. Okay, relax. Let's do that on the other side. Feet are shoulder width apart. The left foot's like 45 degrees. The right foot has to stay in line with the hips. Don't worry about how we get there for the moment. I'm going to back up a little so you can see me. Okay, just get there however you want, because you want to learn to feel the position. Make sure the knee is in line with the foot, your belly button points straight, and your hand is in line with the rear leg. Again, like this is wrong. You want to be here. Left hand in line with the left shoulder. Right hand's gone around the knee. Right palm faces down, fingers face forwards. I want you to feel a connection between your palm and your back leg. This is all connected. So if you're learning martial arts, you don't try to punch like this. You turn your whole body and you rotate So you have a connection all the way through. Back leg is just off lock. Head is up. It's okay to look down to check your feet, but when you're practicing, you must keep your head up. Hold it for a few more breaths. Okay. And then we just usually step up to finish with that. Right? Questions on that position? Feel free to drop me any questions. No, okay, so I'll show you how to get into that posture. I'm going to demonstrate from the front first. I'm going to put my hands on my hips. The reason for that is when I turn my hips, you can see my elbows. Whereas if this is a little internal, it's like hard to, you can't really see it on video. But when I do this, I'm going to empty my left leg, meaning all my weight comes into my right foot. And I'm going to turn. I'm going to step with the heel of my left foot like this. Then I'm going to gradually, like I'm pouring water from one glass into another without spilling a drop, gradually transfer the weight but keep the same height. Then my back foot rotates and I turn. See, my hips are now to the front, belly button's pointing the same way as my front foot. Okay, that's complicated, I know. But we're learning how to transition. So, in other words, we're learning to turn. Something's coming from that way, turn, and deliver force with the hips. So I'm going to do that one more time. Think of the head up, bend the knees, empty the left foot, turn your hips. Step with the heel first. Now this is a part where people often do this, exaggerating. You see this a lot. Rather, you want to send your weight down the other leg. So this foot comes, look, I can pick it up. Totally empty. Then I slowly pour the weight into it and turn the hips at the end. Because a punch will have a snap or a push will have a snap at the end of the movement, not at the beginning or not during. Okay? One more time. Sit down. Empty the left leg. If you want to follow a mirror image, you can do that as well. It doesn't matter because we're going to do both sides. Heel first. Make sure it's empty step, meaning you can pick it up. Slowly transfer the weight. Pivot on the ball of the foot. But the heel is flat on the floor at the end. Don't lift the heel up at the end of the movement. Now I'm going to show you how to turn around and go to the other side. So, keeping from this position, I'm going to transfer back. So this is empty again, look. Now I can turn on the heel. So it's back, it's pointing at the front. Now this knee is inwards, that's correct. Okay, it looks a bit weird, but this is correct. Then I shift the weight. Now my right leg is empty, which means it can step in. Turn my waist. Step with the heel. Look, empty step. Shift the weight. And pivot. Think of lifting the crown of the head. Make sure your feet are in line with your shoulders so you're not walking on a tightrope with no balance. You've got good balance. What we're learning to do. Yesterday, straighten the spine, loosen the waist. Today, how to get the feet in the right position so that the whole body can be used efficiently as one power, one force from the ground through the legs directed by the waist and then into the hands. That's the principle of Tai Chi. So we'll do that one more time. Don't worry, this video is being kept so you can watch it as many times as you like and you can ask me as many questions as you like. Happy to answer anything coming up. Slightly hurts my knee. Okay, hurts your knee. Yeah, don't go so low if it hurts your knee, and make sure that your knee points the same direction as your foot. So if my foot's pointing straight, my knee must track it. Do not let your knee go inwards or outwards because that puts pressure on the knee. So as long as the knee is tracking the toes and the knee doesn't go past the toes, it shouldn't be painful. Okay. Obviously, if you've got some knee injury or something and it's painful, then you just have to adapt it and do it so it doesn't cause pain. But if your knee is functioning normally and you track correctly, it shouldn't hurt. So please try that and give me some feedback on it. Let's do it one more time. Okay. Step out. Bring the hands in. Sink the weight. All the way through this exercise, your head stays on one level. I always say to people, if your neighbour's watching you practicing over the fence, they should think you're like on a skateboard or a conveyor belt. You shouldn't be like, here I am, now you see me, now you don't. So a lot of people, when they do Tai Chi, do that. We want to keep one level. So don't go too low. Unless you're very strong legs and you want to give a workout, you can go lower, but as long as it's well within your ability. Okay. Empty the left leg. Turn the waist. Empty step, heel touches down. Make sure you're not falling onto it. Pouring water. Pivot. Head is up. Keep upright. Transfer the weight back. When the leg is empty, you turn the foot to point to the front, to north. Then you transfer the weight. Bring this foot in. Turn. Step, and again, empty step, shift, turn the waist. I'm going to add a hand movement into this, and if you're still learning the steps, then just follow the feet, don't worry about the hands. You guys have had a few lessons, or you fairly easy to pick it up. Good, you can add the hands in. Entirely up to you, do it at your own pace, okay? Any questions? No, all good, okay. I'm going to do the first movement, commencing form. Please follow along. Remember, I can see you. Repulsing the monkey. Now we're going to do the next one. It's called brush, knee, and push. We did the posture already, but now I'm going to bring my palm up, and it's like I'm taking a selfie. Bring the hand by my ear. That's my empty step. Left hand does brush the knee, and the right hand does the push. Now, after some practice, you'll have everything working together. So the push, the waist, the legs, all come together. But maybe if it's your first lesson, not yet. But don't worry, we'll practice. Head up. Foot in. Now we take a selfie with the left. Yeah, this one's for Instagram. Back. Heel step. Empty step. Brush and push. Up. Give me a step up. I know it's complicated, but the thing is that way of moving is fundamental Tai Chi. So even when you're learning very advanced Tai Chi, you're still going to use that. So it's like a fundamental skill that you have to get. That's called distinguishing full and empty in the legs. One leg is full, one leg is empty. When you walk, it's the same thing. You don't walk with 2 feet together. You always go one and the other. You also notice when you walk, the opposite arm to leg always goes. So really, that's what you're doing here. It's a very natural movement once you've got the hang of it. So you're coordinating the shoulder with the opposite hip, which is the fundamental of all athletic movements. So this will help you for lots of different sports. I love it, so calming. That's great, thank you. Might slightly, because your knees are, okay. Great, yes, thank you. Right, so that's really all I want to cover today. If you have any questions, like, for example, some people were asking me before about martial art, like application. If there's anything that's interesting to you, but if that's most people here just for calm, we don't want to get maybe too much into fighting stuff because maybe at this time we want to just pull back and calm down. Plenty of, save the fight for fighting the virus, right? But nevertheless, it helps if you understand the movement, so you understand the application. So something we can talk about. If people want to know, ask. If I know people are interested and ask, I'll answer. So we're going to do the last couple of minutes just before we finish some cool down and some relaxing exercise. Okay, just to release all that. Our legs have been working a little bit, especially if you're not used to physical exercise. You may find the muscles, so like the legs are shaking. That's okay, right? That's normal. The legs have to get strong. There's no way around that. Tai Chi requires strong legs. That's one of the reasons why Tai Chi is so good for improving bone density, reducing the risk of falls, and so on. Very important as you get older to keep the legs strong. The first thing that gets weak is the legs. The first thing that gets old is the legs. So we want to keep those strong. And the other thing is we want to keep the spine flexible. If you're doing that, you're most of the way there. It's so important. Okay, so let's do a little finish, and then we're going to wrap up the lesson. Okay. Have the feet apart. And remember yesterday I said men have the left hand inside, ladies have the right hand inside. The tongue's going to touch the roof of the mouth. Take a minute to feel your body. Just be present in your body. It's kind of obvious, but sometimes you go, oh, I was just thinking about it. And this is not thinking about it. It's just be in your body. Feel the breath, feel the weight sinking down into the floor. Relax. All the stuff you were just learning, it will be there later. It will still be on the channel. You don't need to keep going over it. Let your subconscious mind figure it out. That's what it's good at. Conscious mind's taking a rest. Okay, 3 breaths in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Now, let's take the left foot and give it a shake. Try and get all the lactic acid out of the legs from all the stances. Kick it off a little bit. You want to feel that it relaxes right up to the hip. All the muscles like jelly. Okay? It's all good to be strong, but you need to be able to loosen as well. 2 sides of the same coin, right? Relax the calf, relax the hip, shake it off. You've got some water on your hands, right? Run out of the towels, so you just got to shake the water off. And then take that right up into the shoulders. And then let the whole body just loosen up. Okay, that'll do it for today. I'm going to be back tomorrow. As long as we keep getting people checking in and people benefit from this, I'm going to keep doing it. Stay well and drop me messages, like and share, subscribe to the channel. Stay well, everyone, and talk to you soon. Thank you all. Thank you again. Thank you.